In this video, we're going to talk about the Shasta Pure, what it is, what it does, what does it cost, and is it the right fit for you or not? Hi, my name is Skip, and I'm the Director of Sales at Shasta Pools. I've been at Shasta Pools for almost 20 years, where my great uncle and grandfather started Shasta Pools back in 1966. Now, the Shasta Pure is a paradigm shifter in the pool industry. The intent of the system, and it is a system, there's 3 components to it, is to use an alternative to chlorine and other harsh chemicals that we've just gotten used to in the pool industry to sanitize and purify your water. Now, it uses oxygen, ozone, and something really cool called a nano-bubble. For a visual, if there is such a thing on something so small, a nano-bubble is 2,500 times smaller than a single grain of salt. The combination of these 3 together is it creates shockingly clear water that is incredibly soft to the touch. 2, it actually removes the need for chlorine tablets, or salt chlorine generators, and significantly reduces the harsh chemicals that we've grown accustomed to in the pool industry. And 3, the health and wellness aspect of it is something that really should be considered. Now, some of you may be familiar with a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. In a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, air or gas has got a certain level of permeability into our system. Well, water is actually 800 times more dense than air. And imagine that you're fully submerged in a pool that is simulating a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. The amount of oxygen that you're getting into your body is pretty amazing. Now, the Shasta Pure may be a bad fit for you if you're looking for the lowest price water treatment system for a pool that's out there. You could be looking at a $5,000 to $7,000 greater investment compared to more traditional swimming pool water treatment systems. The reason for some of that higher cost is not only because this is not as common in the rest of the world, so not as many manufacturers are producing the system, but also because there's 3 different components to this one system. The more components, the higher the cost. Another bad fit for the Shasta Pure is if you're comfortable with the more traditional ways of taking care of a swimming pool. What I mean by that is you may be used to measuring the amount of chlorine that's in your water in parts per million, or getting out a little test kit and measuring what is the pH of my water. With the Shasta Pure, you'd be measuring ORP, which is a very complicated way, or a hyper complicated way, of telling you how healthy that water is. Now, we have machines that do it for you, but you may not be used to that. The other thing we'd want to measure is the amount of oxygen that's in the water. To our knowledge, there is no pool supply store that can measure that for you. So there are some differences to consider. So if you're not up for learning about the different nuances of an oxygenated pool versus more traditional chemicals like chlorine, this may be a bad fit for you. Another bad fit for this system is just the simple fact that this system isn't widely known in the pool industry. You may be very used to a particular service or repair company for your pool equipment that may not have any idea what this system is, how to maintain it, or how to fix it. This could very well limit your options that you have in who you can call to help take care of your pool for you. Now, the Shasta Pure could be a good fit for you if you have an existing in-ground pool. This isn't just for brand new pools being built. This is also, if you own a pool, it could be 30 years old, it could be 2 years old. This could be a good fit for you. Another good fit could be that you're just sensitive to chemicals or sick of chemicals in general. The oxygenated system doesn't use the traditional chemicals to purify and sanitize the water. The elements of ozone and oxygen together inside of a nano-bubble is actually sanitizing the water and removing particulate from the water. This is an extremely healthy alternative to some of the more traditional pool chemicals that we've grown accustomed to. So how much does the Shasta Pure cost? It can range anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000, depending on whether or not it's a new pool or an existing pool, which is $5,000 to $7,000 more than traditional swimming pool water treatment systems. When it comes to cost of ownership, keep in mind, you're not buying the 50-pound bucket of chlorine tablets or as much of the muriatic acid or stabilizer that you would for a typical pool.
So you would still need to buy a little bit of muriatic acid, but you could actually be saving in upwards of 80% of the amount of muriatic acid that you would use in an oxygenated pool compared to a traditional pool that has chlorine, whether it be chlorine tablets or chlorine that's generated from the salt cell.
What you may be doing every couple of years is there's some components that either need to be cleaned or replaced.
And the components I'm talking about are the ballast, which is like a little power controller inside of the ozone unit. The ballast can range in a replacement cost of $120 to $150. The other component is actually the UV bulb that actually helps create the ozone. The bulb itself could range from $185 to $220.
Whether your pool is still in dream state in your mind or you've owned a pool for quite some time, give us a call or fill out a form on our website where you can book a free consultation with the Shasta team member. Or if you just want to learn more, go to our learning center where you could type into the search oxygen and it'll pull up everything there is to know on the Shasta Pure.